You shouldn't care what other people think of you, because the truth is you're not as important as you think you are. Now, this doesn't mean you're not valuable or unique, but you're not as important to other people as you may think you are. Think of your most embarrassing moment, whether it happened yesterday, last year. People noticed it for a few seconds and moved on with their life just as fast. If you knew how quickly people forget the dead, you would stop living to impress other people. If you knew exactly when you would die, you would stop living for others and start living for yourself. Every single day is a new chance at life. The truth is, nobody cares. Nobody cares if you posted that embarrassing video. Nobody cares if your voice cracked on stage. Nobody cares. Nobody cares if you dress differently than those around you. And it only matters because you make it matter. Life goes on. Nothing is as deep as you think it is. Move the fuck on. If you're like me, that girl feeling like you just don't fit in anywhere, everywhere you go you feel like an outsider, it's okay, because you were born to stand out. You shouldn't care about wanting to fit in or wanting to fit other people's standards. But the reason you feel like that is because you want a sense of belonging. You want to feel important and accepted for you. But why is it that you seek answers outside of you? Why is it that you seek for approval outside of you? Why can't you approve of yourself? The minute you start seeking for approval outside of you, you start falling into the same cycle of caring too much about what others think of you. What is it to you? I knew this girl that was never comfortable with herself. She always wanted to seek others' approval. She always cared about what other people thought of her, and she would always say yes to things that she didn't want to do. She said yes to almost everything, but she just wanted to be liked so badly. She always came home feeling very drained of her energy, and she was even falling behind in her goals. And this only led to even more disappointment. Who do you think this girl was living for? Do you think she was living for herself or for other people? Years went by and she regretted not making different choices. She regretted not making decisions for herself. This video is not to tell you guys to be selfish either. Make time for people that appreciate you, but I'm talking about those people that really care so much and are people pleasing everybody else, going out of their way for people that will not do the same for them, caring too much about how people will view them. Who cares how they'll view you? Whose opinion do you care about so much? What do these people mean to you? Or better yet, what do you mean to those people? The reason you care too much about what others think of you is because you have low self-esteem. Yes, and it's time you snap out of it. It doesn't matter if you developed this from your childhood, from friends, from an ex. It doesn't matter. Move the fuck on. Nobody cares. Get out of your fucking head and stop being a victim in life. It is your life and you are the main character. So stop making other people the fucking star of the show. It is scientifically proven that the brain doesn't know the difference between your past, your present, and your future. And it is time you start believing a different story. It is time you start believing a different story than what you've been telling yourself. It is time you start creating a life of abundance and of confidence. There is one planet but 8 billion different worlds. And we all have a personal reality, do we not? And that personal reality creates your personality. You probably know somebody that always talks about a traumatic event that happened to them. Oh, my ex cheated on me. Oh, my parents are just so toxic. This may have happened to them years ago, but the brain is still reliving it as if it's happening right now. They care too much about the same sad story. They care too much about the same sad experience without them realizing that it's literally becoming a part of their personality. If you just go about your day being a victim, pleasing everybody else but yourself, then guess what's gonna happen? You're going to experience more of that. That is exactly what you will continue to experience unless you don't have different thoughts, unless you don't start thinking differently. You easily care too much about what others think of you, but what do you think of yourself? You should care about what you think of yourself. Answer this: what do you really think of yourself? Because ultimately, that's what matters. Time flies so fast, like super fast. One day you are 8 years old, playing outside with your friends, playing volleyball, soccer. Next thing you know, you're 30 years old, you're 80. Do you really want to be 80 years old one day and looking back at your life realizing you should have not cared as much as you did right now? Do you really want to be the person that looks back at your life and says, oh, I should have done more for myself? Be the person that breaks that cycle and put yourself first for once. Make the 80-year-old you proud. Make her fucking proud. Make him fucking proud. You also cannot be living up to other people's standards because we're all imperfect humans. You cannot be living up to other people's standards because you will never satisfy anybody. Never. Because if there's one thing about humans, is it's in our nature to never be satisfied. We always just want more. You can be the most perfect human on earth and people will still criticize you. People will still have opinions. When you care too much, you're actually just trying to satisfy imperfect people. These people are not even satisfied with themselves. So why do you care about what they will think about you? Why do you care so much? Satisfy yourself. This starts today, and I don't mean that in a dirty way. unless you choose it that way.